Have you ever been so proud of something and you want to keep it forever? Well, that's what today's show is all about. I'm here at the Sundre Museum, and behind these doors is an amazing collection of animals. Coming up on the second half of the show, we're going to tell you how these animals got here when we visit Mountain View Taxidermy. I'm Nancy Carlson, and this is Live to Tape. I'm here with Gordon Moore. You're the manager of the Sundre Museum, and we appear to be standing in what looks like an animal kingdom. What exactly is this that you have here?
Well, this is the Mjolsness World of Wildlife. It is a collection that Chester has captured over the years and has had mounted here. He had this donation originally in his house, but it grew too large for the house. We now have over 150 mounts here in the museum. So he donated it to it, and working with Mountain View Taxidermy, we were able to create this display of all the animals all over the world.
Well, let's actually just start with the tour. Where do you want to begin?
Well, we can start on the Canadian side. Over here we have North American animals. These are ones that Chester has done, from the walrus to the polar bear, and way up north to the musk ox, who are posed here eating lichen, because that's all that they survive on during the winter time.
And then what do we have here?
This is a bison. It's from the Wood Buffalo Park, and it's always the confusion about buffalo and bison, and we never know what to call it, but technically it's bison. Buffalo is the African animal. The water buffalo, the Cape buffalo, those things. They're genetically different. But this was a large animal from what we call Wood Buffalo National Park.
Wow. And these birds, are these ones?
These are ptarmigans. These are birds that stay in the Arctic all year long. They even have feathers on their feet to keep them warm as they live there. But they stay there all the time.
The detail that's in these as well.
It's an amazing amount of work that the taxidermist does, and that's why Paul is very talented in doing that and arranging the expressions on these animals.
Wow. Then we're getting into some bears over here.
Yes, we have actually a Russian bear. We posed him here in a situation where he's been able to kill a moose, but he can't eat it in one sitting, so he's tried to hide it and cache it. But the wolverine and the ravens have found it, and so now the bear has to defend it against these animals. And the wolverine is, even though he's very small, he's a very vicious animal and will stand up to a bear and try to get that food.
And then here we have another bear, too.
This bear in the corner is the Alaskan brown bear. You can't actually call him a Kodiak because he didn't come from Kodiak Island. So officially not a Kodiak bear. But the Alaskan brown bear is the largest bear we have in North America. Very huge bear, huge paws, but a very small head on him, very narrow eyes. It's quite amazing and quite beautiful.
Now with these animals here, this must give you a good opportunity in order to teach people about that. I mean, just getting so close to how massive some of these animals are. You know, a textbook wouldn't do that justice.
No, a textbook doesn't do it, and seeing it on TV, even some of the better documentaries, doesn't really get you the chance to be up close with these animals and see what they actually look like and how they can there. So this is very much a purpose of the museum is the educational part, showing kids what these animals are and how beautiful nature is.
Yeah. And what do we have over here before we go through the cave you have here?
Here we have some various animals. At the top, the white one is our Rocky Mountain sheep, goat. And coming down the mountain are some what are called mouflon. And again, this is part of the great work of setting it up, is that these animals are just resting on one little paw kind of thing as they're coming down the mountain, but they're in full flight as they come down.
How are they staying there? Are they glued down? Are they?
They're actually wired in. There's a wire frame that comes through the bottom of the thing, but the main body is actually made of hide stretched over a foam frame.
Okay. And then we have these. What are these ones? Right above us.
The four mounts here are trophy mounts. Chester won an award for those because they're the big four Rocky Mountain sheep. running all the way from Colorado with the desert sheep to our Rocky Mountain bighorn. The gray one is the stone sheep, and the white one is the doll sheep from up in the Yukon. And those are the 4 big sheep of the Rocky Mountains.
Wow, their horns are huge.
They're very much a trophy animal, and that's why you won the award. You have to, when you hunt these things, you've got to be sure that you take the mature animals, the ones that are beyond that. So the horns have to be a certain length. A lot of these animals that Chester has done are actually raised on huge game reserves, and they're actually culled because they're no longer producing in the wild. So they eliminate them, and it makes it better for the herd. It increases the number of animals that they have.
Yeah.
So it's all done with a plan to increase animals.
To help with the natural habitat of them as well.
Yeah.
So this was kind of a North American. Coming up after the break, we're going to head to the other side of this cave where we're going to parts of Africa, I think we have in there. We have all sorts of different animals, including an elephant and a giraffe. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us.